Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to show you how we basically beat match a couple of songs together. The theory here is that all dance music moves in fours. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I play a song and you nod to it, you count to it, you tap to it, you dance to it, whatever you do, you are basically moving to the pulse, or what we call the beat of the music. And in all dance music, it moves in fours. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully you'll notice that most of the changes in the music happen on the 1, or the first beat of every 4. Every 4 is known as a bar, and that first beat of the bar is called the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you need practice getting to grips with this and understanding it, my homework for you is just listen to lots and lots of music. Enjoy yourself nodding your head, tapping your foot and trying to count along. Noticing that the beat always changes on the 1 if it changes. And 1, 2, 3, 4 should stay steady throughout. This track, just to prove it, different track, but 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing. And if I leave it playing, there's going to be a change on a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. My guess is this time round. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Bassline came in. So the theory behind beat matching two DJ songs, essentially it's to avoid having any silence between two songs and to keep people dancing. What you do to keep people dancing is you find the beat they're dancing to over here, 4 beats in a bar, and the beat they're going to be dancing to over here, 4 beats in a bar, and you line them up. So even though it's 2 songs, it sounds like 1. It's called beat matching because obviously the 2 pairs of 4 beats line up and make 1 new beat. Essentially, all you do is you start this one on the 1 of that one. So counting along to this, we hit play on this as we say 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now that should have worked, but we forgot to do something, which is stage 2 in beat matching. I'm just going to leave it playing so you can hear how it sounds when it's really wrong. There's clearly 2 songs with clearly 2 beats, and I defy anyone to work out how best to dance to that. What we didn't do, we started on the 1 and we counted it in on the 1, but we didn't make sure the other beats lined up. What we didn't do was match the speeds. If this one goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and that goes 1, 2, 3, 4, then this reaches 4 before this. What we have to do, as well as count them in, is have them the same speed. This is where your pitch controls and your tempo readouts come in. In the old days, we didn't have tempo readouts, we just used pitch controls in our ears, but now we can use the tempo readout to give ourselves a clue. So this is 96. We decided this was going to be our first song, we're going to count this one in. So I need to slow this down from 98 a little bit, using the slider, to 96. Start this one again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm in that. I know where that 1 is. I'm going to hit this one on that 1. 3, 4, 1. It's better, but it's not perfect. And if I leave it, hopefully you can hear it's getting slowly but surely worse. The reason for this is, on this technology, we only have the whole number or the integer. Music is such a delicate medium that you'll see on the digital equipment and you'll discover for yourselves that a whole number is not accurate enough for matching 2 beats. The reality is that this is probably something like 96.857 beats per minute, and this is something like 96.137 beats per minute. I don't know. But to prove that there's more to this than meets the eye, if I move this and you see that the setting up here changes, you can see that I can set it at its lowest range of 96, minus 1.4 in the range, and move a full, where were we? Minus 0.6, it's still at 96. So there's a large range, a large scale of movement there I can change without the BPM actually moving. So, in reality, what I want to do is count it in and then make a judgment. Is this too fast or too slow still? I know it's close because they match. If it's too fast, I'll use the manual nudge by using the edge of the disc to slow it down. If it's too slow, I'll do the opposite and use the manual push on the edge of the disc to speed it up. Then I have to make a judgment again. Am I making it better or worse? If I'm making it better, I carry on. And if I prove to myself that it definitely needs to be faster, I nudge this up a little bit so it stays faster. If I prove to myself it needs to be slower, I nudge it down a little bit so it stays slower. And I keep repeating that process until it's perfect. So let me just demonstrate this a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't sound bad because they're close. But with my ear I could tell it's starting to slip. And I think that's ever so slightly too slow. So I'm going to try and speed it up a bit. Now I think that helped. So I'm going to wait and make sure. Slipping again. Speed it up. And it helps. So now I'm pretty confident I can speed this up. What I'm going to do now, to be nice to myself, I'm going to re-cue it and recount it, just to give myself the clearest image knowing it's on the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. The 1's right. Still not right. I don't know if you could tell, but this time it's too fast. It sounds a mess. So I slow it down until I've fixed it. When you get good at this, you start to get fluid and can hear if it's too fast or too slow. And as you're spinning it, nudging it, you compensate for yourself and you move the speed as you're doing it. So you're combining nudging with tempo adjustments until you have it sitting. And by sitting we mean those beats are lining up and staying together every bar. Now obviously I've been doing this for years. It might not be that easy first time you try this, but that's the theory. And like most things in music, it's going to take practice to get it right. This song's just finishing, and as it finished, this went into the 1 on another part of the song. So that was a beat match mix in the end. What we mentioned earlier about preparing a song in headphones so your audience can't hear it is really useful for is doing all that process. So in that mix, what I would have actually done if I was at a gig is have that playing to the audience, this turned down, set in my headphones, so I could have done all that fine-tuning, nudging, counting in until I was really confident that was going to sit and mix well. Then I would have taken the time, take my headphones off probably so I hear the sound that they're hearing in the audience through the speakers, and I would have mixed this by either starting it and turning it up, or having it turned up and starting it, or doing some other mixing trick, which we'll come to later. But that's the very nuts and bolts essence of beat matching. You get close with your tempo, if you can, if there's a tempo counter. You make sure you set your song to start from a 1 by setting a cue point. You count it in and listen carefully. Is it too fast? Is it too slow? Nudge it to confirm whether you're right about it being too fast or too slow. Change the tempo to make it faster or slower, and then repeat that process until it's perfect and sits, so that 4 beats in one song and 4 beats in another song line up and sound like one beat.